In this video, we're going to talk about why love is not enough to save a relationship or to get back together with an ex. And by the way, I don't normally do this style of video. Usually I have a script with everything planned out. So if you like this more casual style of video, let me know by giving it a like, comment below if you want to see more casual, free-flowing videos like this one. By the way, hello, my name is Coach Katie, founder and creator of Manifest Best, where I teach you science-backed ways to manifest that actually work and make sense. So if that is something you are interested in, you can check out my website, manifest-best.com, for courses and coaching to go deeper than these YouTube videos. I'm also on a journey to manifest 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if you could help me out by hitting that subscribe button below, it would really mean a lot to me. But let's get into the video. So I have been helping couples get back together for about 4 years now. And one thing that I do when someone asks me for help to get back together with an ex is I ask them why. What makes you want to go through the process of getting back together with an ex? And there are some really good reasons, really strong, healthy reasons for wanting to rekindle a relationship. And there are some more flimsy reasons that don't really hold up. So let's get into it, because the reason for getting back together with an ex or working on a relationship that's going through some real struggles is really going to make the difference as far as whether or not you can get good, lasting results. Now, I do have another video where I go over some of the core reasons and characteristics that you should look for in a partner when you're considering whether or not to get back together. I will link that video right up here as well as in the description below. But in this video, I want to talk more about the reasoning behind it and why I love them is not enough. So yes, love alone is not a reason for getting back together with an ex or working on a relationship that is going through some real serious problems. The reason being is because honestly, we can love millions of different people. Love is not as unique and rare as we might feel like it is in the moment. What we're really looking for when we're considering whether to save a relationship are the characteristics of the person who we want to be with, as well as how they impact how we feel about ourselves, the way that we go through our day-to-day life, etc. Love does not actually play that big of a role in those two things. So you can love someone who is incredibly unhealthy for you. I see it happen all the time. I've even seen it in my personal life where I've felt like I really, really loved someone, and looking back, it wasn't love. It was an unhealthy attachment. It was an addiction. It was needing attention from someone, anyone, any kind of attention, good or bad. Just give me attention, give me attention. Because I wasn't giving it to myself. It was a neediness, it was a desperation. And often those things can get convoluted with love. So feeling like you love someone honestly doesn't even mean that you really love them. You could be confusing it with this feeling of getting attention, somebody who's used to be nice to you, getting hung up on a past version of them. A lot of times people will find that the partner that they want to reconnect with was really great for like a couple months, and then things got bad and they kept getting worse and worse and worse. And they're just wanting to get back to those first couple of months of the relationship, even if they've been together for years and things have never gotten back to how they once were. So if your relationship is truly good and healthy and worth your time and energy to save, to work on, it's a relationship that starts pretty good, right? We want it to be off to a good start. There's nothing wrong with that, but we want it to get better. Right? So if your relationship is really worth working on, really worth saving, you're going to see that it starts pretty good and it improves and it improves. And what I mean by improving is not that they become obsessed with you, that they spend all their time with you, that they drop their other priorities in order to be with you. It has nothing to do with love bombing. It has nothing to do with an unhealthy obsession. That's not what I mean. What I mean by improving is that you guys become more intimate, more vulnerable, that your connection grows stronger, that your trust goes stronger, and that trust is honored, that trust is a two-way street. That you are able to be more and more of your authentic self, that you are able to crack open, break down, and be who you truly are with this person. And that when you show them that vulnerable, real, raw side of you, they reciprocate. In turn, they also open up to you. They trust you. They're vulnerable with you. And those vulnerable, raw versions of each other mesh. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to mesh together seamlessly and flawlessly. It's okay if there are some issues. And it's okay if that commitment does take some time and some effort. But ultimately, that's what we're looking for in a relationship that's worth saving. That you find that the more time you spend together, the more characteristics you can find within that person that are positive. So they are virtuous. You have similar lifestyles, similar morals. They are honest. They're trustworthy. Those things are so basic. I feel like I shouldn't even have to put them in. They're loyal. That is so basic. Like, those should be baseline requirements in your relationship to the point where they're almost not even worth mentioning. But some people don't have those as baseline requirements, so I throw them in there anyway. They should be honest. They should be trustworthy. They should be loyal, without a doubt. Okay. Can you work on a relationship after trust and loyalty have been broken? Yes, as long as it hasn't been going on repeatedly. But that's a topic for another video. I will definitely make another video about cheating. When is it okay to work on a relationship after cheating, and when should you just move on? So comment below if you want to see a video like that from me. But to continue, so getting really back to the topic at hand, why is love alone not enough? Why are we looking for that list of characteristics in a partner? And why are we also looking at how that partner makes you feel about yourself? Do they make you feel safe and secure? Do they make you feel like you love yourself even more? Do they inspire you? Do they make you feel motivated? Do they make you want to take better care of yourself and do great fun things in your life? If so, those are good reasons for you to reconnect with that person. Those are good reasons to work on a relationship when things kind of get sour, okay? The reason why love alone is not enough is because it's not going to carry you through the process of fixing or reconnecting a relationship. It's just not. It's not enough. When that love is not actually love. If you are just chasing a feeling and not a person, it is not a sustainable reason. And it's not going to carry you through the process of saving a relationship. Because saving a relationship requires you to break down exactly what is going wrong. It requires you to have accountability, to reflect inwards, and to really heal your part in what caused the relationship to go sour. It also requires you to practice forgiveness, to practice unconditional love. And unconditional love, it does not apply to things like abuse. If someone is really mistreating you, that is a condition that you should keep. But unconditional love, in the sense that you are willing to look at the core foundational parts of your partner, of your relationship, and use those as your basis for getting back together, instead of looking at the current circumstances and what is wrong and focusing on those things. That is why love is not going to be enough. Because love, as this feeling that you're chasing, is only going to lead you to look at the present moment instead of looking at the bigger picture. And again, that bigger picture is the core characteristics that your partner has and how they make you feel, right? How they make you feel about yourself. Because let's face it, doing the real work of taking accountability, of being mindful and aware of your part in why the relationship went south, as well as practicing forgiveness and unconditional love for your partner, that takes a lot of energy. It does take work. And in order for you to go through that process, to give it your energy, to give it your all, you have to have in your mind a very concrete reason for doing it. It can't just be, they make me feel good sometimes, or they used to make me feel good at the start of our relationship. That is not enough. It's not going to carry you through. Building off of that, another reason, or another couple reasons that are not enough to save a relationship are, I miss them, and we've spent a lot of time together, and even we have kids together. Or it would be very hard to leave because we're married and we live together, we have all these assets together, and it would be very complicated to leave. None of those reasons are enough. Not one of them, not all of them together, that's not enough. So let's start with I miss them. I miss them is not a reason. If you want to get back together just because you miss someone, but they don't have those core characteristics and they don't make you feel good about yourself, all that means is that you're just trying to avoid pain. You're trying to avoid change. You're trying to avoid a turning point in your life. So you're not taking accountability. You're not being responsible. You're not working towards something greater. You're just trying to avoid pain. That's not enough of a reason. The sunken cost fallacy. Well, I've spent a bunch of time with them. We were together for 5 years. And yeah, the last 3 years have been terrible. And I've literally tried everything. And I've gone above and beyond and out of my way to try to fix things, and nothing is working. And it's been 3 years, but the first 2 years were pretty good. And I just want to get back to that. Listen, if you have a 2-year arc that was truly solid, if you can really reflect back on those first few years and seriously, truthfully, honestly believe that your partner does have a very strong list of good core qualities. They're honest, they're loyal, yes. But above and beyond that, your lifestyles match, they're respectful towards you, they bring out the best in you, they inspire you to be your best self. In that case, yes, you can still heal the relationship, you still can get back together, but your reason has to be those core characteristics, not I've spent 5 years with them and I don't want it to go to waste. Okay, does that make sense? I hope so. Another reason is that I mentioned is children. You should never, ever, 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 ever stay together just because you have children if your relationship sucks. You absolutely should not. Please take this from me. I am the child of parents who decided to stay together because of me and also because of their religion. But don't fucking do that. Do not do that. It took me literal decades to try to forgive my mom for staying in a relationship that she absolutely should not have been in. It was absolutely unhealthy for her, for me. She should have left. Your kids do not want a mom and a dad to be together. Your kids want a loving parent or parents. Your kids want love. And Staying together when there is no love, when things have become unhealthy, is not for the benefit of your children. That comes from a place of ego and fear. It is not, you're not doing it for your kids. If your relationship is not healthy, especially if it's not safe, staying together for the kids is not a reason. You're not doing it for your children. It's not a selfless act of love. It is your ego, because you don't want to feel like your marriage has failed. And it is fear of moving on and perhaps being a single parent. It's not for your children. So stop lying to yourself. The third or the final reason that I mentioned was it would be complicated to leave, right? So if you're married, if you have a lot of assets tied together, if there are family members who are expecting you to stay together, if there is religion that is expecting you to stay together, and it would be too complicated to leave, that is not a reason. Again, if you have those core characteristics in your partner and they're making you feel the way that you want to feel about yourself, if the relationship has been mostly healthy, those are good reasons to get back together. Those are good reasons to save the relationship. If you can honestly look back at your relationship and say, there is a good, healthy, solid foundation here, and that is what is worth saving, then do it. But don't do it for any of those other reasons I listed. Those are not real reasons to get back together. Love is not a reason to get back together. Missing them, spending time together, children, being married, those are not reasons to fix your relationship. Okay. So I know that this is probably a little hard to hear depending on your circumstances, your situation, where you're at. But I want to promise you that going through the trouble of trying to save your relationship without those core characteristics and without being with a partner who makes you the best version of you, you're only making it worse for yourself. It is going to be incredibly difficult because it's not the right choice. You're going to struggle and struggle and struggle and struggle, and it's going to feel absolutely draining, exhausting. It's going to drive you insane to try to save a relationship just because you love them, just because you miss them, just because you've spent a bunch of time together. Those are not enough reasons. Now, to be very clear, you can manifest a better version of your partner, and you will if you're doing it for the right reasons. So again, if you can look back on your relationship and you can honestly say to yourself that there is a good, healthy foundation that you just strayed away from, things got complicated, you absolutely can get back to that good, healthy foundation. But if there has never been a good, healthy foundation, if they just started off by giving you a lot of attention and compliments and gifts, and then ever since then, things have been getting worse and worse and worse and worse, that's not love. That is not a relationship worth saving. Okay. Now, if you do have that healthy, solid foundation and you just want to get back to it, you absolutely can change your partner. You can bring out the best in them. You can get back to a place where things are even better than they used to be. But ask yourself and be very honest of the reasons why you're doing it. Okay. I hope this video has been helpful. It is a bit of a wake-up call, so take a minute, really sit with what you heard in this video. Take what resonates for you. Be honest with yourself. Don't be afraid, because I promise you it is so much better to cut your losses and manifest a new healthy relationship instead of trying to go back to a relationship that was never healthy. All that's going to do is waste your time. You're going to get old. Okay? You're going to waste all your time and energy and resources trying to get back to a relationship that was never really healthy or good to begin with or substantial enough. Don't waste your time and energy. Just manifest somebody new. Okay? All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, please let me know in the comments if you like this more free-flowing style of video, or if you prefer my more scripted videos like I usually do. Because I'm honestly not sure. I really want your guys' opinions to see what hits better. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to help me get to 100,000 subscribers. And I will see you very soon in the next video. Happy manifesting!